This is Dr. Beverly. Welcome to the Holistic Transformation Podcast, where ancient wisdom meets modern consciousness. I'm your host and founder of the Dancing Bear Enlightenment Academy. So today's episode is all about the strawberry moon in Sagittarius coming this Wednesday, June 11th. I'm going to talk about how it affects your health, your energy, your spiritual growth, and especially through the lens of medical astrology. So I'm going to go ahead and do a share screen so you have something a little more interesting to look at than me. If I can find it, let's see if that's it. That's it. There we go. Okay. So this full moon is not just is it still showing? I hope it's still showing. I have a lot of trouble sometimes with share stuff. So this isn't just any old full moon. This is a special lunar activation in Sagittarius. It is the sign of the seeker, the philosopher, and the cosmic traveler. But what happens when a full moon's intense illumination lands in a fire sign that's ruled by Jupiter, it connects directly to the parts of the body. And those parts of the body include the liver, your hips, sciatic nerve, and the sacral area. So if you have any kind of issues with any of those areas, it's important to kind of pay attention at this time. So let's unpack the energy of Sagittarius full moon. This moon is expansive. It's idealistic and incredibly motivating. It urges us to speak our truth, seek freedom, and align with our soul purpose. But under this lunation, however you want to say it, there is a risk of going too far, of overcommitting, overindulging, eating too much, or overextending, both physically and emotionally. So Sagittarius is also ruled by Jupiter. So this amplifies everything it touches. So this full moon may illuminate places in your body and life where more is not always better. Okay, so it could be physically, it could be spiritually, mentally, emotionally. So let's focus on the body systems that are affected by this lunation. So we'll look at Sagittarius. It governs the liver and detox pathways. And interestingly enough, in TCM, traditional Chinese medicine, the liver is the fifth element. It's aether, or in TCM we call it wood, but in Vedic literature it's called aether. And that rules the liver. It rules the liver. And ophiuchus is that, I'm not sure I said that right. I tend to say it wrong, but that's that new, what do you call it? It's not a galaxy, constellation. It's the new constellation that was announced a couple years ago that overlaps Sagittarius. So it makes a lot of sense that it would govern the liver. So it also governs your hips, your thighs, and your sciatic nerves. So that's a nerve that goes from the hip. I think it goes around S4, and it goes all the way down to your toes. So when that's not happy, that's called sciatic pain, and it hurts. So you get, Sagittarius also rules the sacrum, that's that triangular bone, if I can make a triangle, down underneath your lumbar part of your spine, and it governs the elimination systems. It also governs spiritual zeal, your energy, your emotions. It governs moral directions, and these are linked to the liver and TCM, particularly frustration, anger, things like that. So during this lunation, things to watch for are liver inflammation or having difficulty detoxing. It is past spring for most of us. But if it's still spring where you are, then spring is the best time to do a liver detox. But if it's clogged up, it's never too late to do a liver detox. So if you have hip or low back pain, I do. I've been going to the chiropractor these days. So this might be why it's acting up. If you're having a sciatica flare up, or you may have one in the next couple of months while the energy of this full moon is active, it stifles in the sacrum. So that's the exact spot I've been having pain lately. So that makes sense. So you can also experience emotional frustration or spiritual burnout. The only frustrations I've had lately is lots of computer problems and lots of internet going down, down, down. Hopefully you've done better than that, but somehow I managed to get through it, and I'm able to make this podcast. It's only taken me all week to do it. So in traditional Chinese medicine, or TCM, the liver is where we hold repressive anger and frustration. So when that energy stagnates, it blocks both emotional and the physical flow of energy. So this full moon is a powerful time to support liver cleansing, not just physically, but spiritually. And what I found is if you have a lot of emotional anger, it can damage the liver. And if you're doing things to damage the liver, it can lead to a lot of emotional issues expressed as frustration and anger. Think about people who have either done a lot of recreational drugs or a lot of alcohol all their life. When they get older, they tend to be angry all the time. I don't know if you've noticed that. That's because of the liver. So here are, I think I have 4 suggestions for holistic healing for you, to support you through the full moon. So if you want to do a physical detox, here's a couple of suggestions. You can add dandelion or milk thistle to your routine. I use dandelion tea. It's easy, but you can get dandelion essential oils or herbs. And the same with milk thistle. You can get, I've never had milk thistle tea, but you can get essential oils and you can get capsules if you'd rather take a pill. Another thing you can do to detox, and I recommend this for everybody all year long, is put a little bit of lemon in your water every morning. It's a great way to start your day instead of using toxic, polluted coffee. You can use lemon. Yeah, there's a lot of toxins in coffee. It's actually a addictive drug that you're taking in the morning. And my next suggestion for detoxing is avoid sugar, avoid wheat, and it's hard to avoid wheat. They put it in everything, but just try for the next few weeks cooking everything from scratch for a change. I think you'll notice a difference. You also want to avoid alcohol. Oh, yeah, even beer and wine, those are alcohols. And avoid smoking of all kinds, including recreational type smoking. And recreational, you know what? All of these clog the liver, and long term, they do a lot of liver damage. So those are suggestions you can think about for all year long. My second topic is for hip and sciatica relief. So you can do hip opening yoga. Now, I'm not a yoga person, but I understand there's a whole bunch of different hip opening poses. So you can pick one of those that you like and then do a yin pose. And this is when you hold it for 3 to 10 minutes. If you do, Tai Chi or Qigong, you can use them and just hold the pose for 3 to 10 minutes. That's a yin pose. And there's ones where you can cleanse the liver or the liver channel. Liver channel runs down to the feet, runs down to the big toe. Or you can just get a massage. Another option is myofascial release tools for the sacral area. Or you can do gentle walking in nature to ground the fire energy of Sagittarius. Of course, Sagittarius is more of a calm fire element. compared to Aries, the bonfire, and Leo, the yellow sun fire. So 3 for emotional detox. You know me, I always suggest journaling. And here's something you can think about to journal. Where am I overextending myself? And it could be spiritually, mentally, emotionally, physically, at work, at home, doing too much volunteer work, whatever it is. Where are you overextending yourself? Another way of emotional detox is on a separate piece of paper, not your journal. You write, what are my limiting beliefs around truth or morality or whatever you want to release? And you just write down all your limiting beliefs and your dogmas and anything else you want to change. And then you do a little ritual and you burn it and you release it to spirit. And then, of course, I always recommend this as well, is you practice forgiveness exercises for yourself always and for others. If you can't forgive yourself, how can you forgive someone else? So forgiveness exercises, you should be probably doing every day. I know I do. And my 4th group of suggestions is for spiritual alignment. So reconnect to your spiritual why. Be like a little kid. Why this? Why that? Why do I do this? Why do I believe that? Why do I think this? Why do I respond this way? Why am I triggered? Why? And journal all of that. Then let go of outdated dogma or rigid beliefs. And you could add that into your little fire ceremony when you want to release it. So where are you being intolerant? Where are you prejudiced? And work on that and release it. And then finally, under spiritual alignment, you can do a meditation with either violet or indigo light at the liver center. Now, when the liver is in good condition and in TCM, the color is green. And we can add green light just to give the liver more energy. But when you want to heal something, you use a complementary color. So the complement of green would be the violet. And indigo is sort of a blue-violet color. So either one of those colors will work for the liver. Okay, so what is the cosmic perspective of this full moon? So the Sagittarius full moon aligns closely with the galactic center. It offers downloads of cosmic wisdom, and you can ask for those if you don't get them automatically. But you'll only be able to get them when your vessel is prepared. In other words, you've detoxed and cleansed it. If you've been doing the inner work, this is a great time for profound spiritual insight. If not, the body may respond with overwhelm, insomnia, or nervous tension, or sometimes when you try to do some things, you just feel like you've got the flu or something. That means your liver needs to be detoxed when you actually don't have the flu. So the message here is cleanse to receive, release to rise. So in closing, always trust your body. It is your compass and guide to the path of awakening. Pain is the body's way of saying, look here, there's a problem. So mark your calendars for July 19th and 20th. I'm going to be speaking at the conference Portal to Ascension. So I will have the link down below. It's free, by the way. It's a 2-day conference, but I think it's like 20 speakers. I'm on day 24 something in the afternoon on July 20th, day 2, not day 20. So I hope you can join us then. So if you found this talk helpful, please be sure to like, subscribe, and if you can, share with a friend who might also enjoy it. Also, we appreciate your comments, and we do read all of them. So if you like, you can visit the Dancing Bear Enlightenment Academy's app. If you go to Dancing Bear Enlightenment Academy.com, there's a tab and it'll show you how to get to either the web version or the smartphone version. And that's where I have my calendar of courses and holistic health and whatever else you might be interested in. So until next time, stay grounded, stay aligned, and remember to be the light you want to see in the world.